Welcome from Spooner Park in Little Canada as TSB Television proudly presents a tennis showcase. We're featuring two young players on the rise in a pro set match between Zhao and Paige Becher. You'll want to stick around for this one. Hello everyone, Mike Peden here with Greg Cylkowski as we present the second tennis broadcast from Spooner Park. And Greg, we had our older players the first time around. What are we going to see from our younger players?
Well, with the Leanne Challenge coming up this weekend, and with Michael Chain, who grew up here, we want to feature and showcase some of the top Asian girls in the tennis community. And we have two great players who are ranked nationally as well as with the high school league. And we're going to see what we feel is the hope of building and growing the game within the Asian community.
And with these two players in a showcase, they're still getting to the high school season. How will this match prepare them for the rest of the year?
Well, I think the television, like anything that I do with performance coaching, anytime you be under the stress or under the gun of competition, I think it's just going to make both these girls, you're going to have fun today, of course, but they're going to be better prepared when the state high school tournament comes around.
We have a pro set match coming up, but first, we're going to show you some player interviews we taped before the match begins. Mike Peden here with Claudia, the sister of Zhao, and Paige Becher, who will be Zhao's opponent coming into this pro set match. Paige, we'll start with you. What are you looking for today?
I'm hoping to have a lot of fun and to have good competition.
A lot of fun is a key step. And what got you into the sport of tennis?
My little brother actually got me started. He was really good, and so I wanted to be just like him.
And are you getting there?
Yes, I actually am a little better than him now.
Sibling rivalry going on?
Not really. We're just having fun.
Okay, as long as it's a friendly competition, it's all good. Now, with this match, you see in the professional broadcasts and even in high school, you don't see a lot of diversity in the sport of tennis if you were to just watch the mainstream coverage. What do you think this match will do to promote the idea that anyone can pick up a racket?
I'm hoping that all the little kids can come and play and get the idea of tennis being fun.
As a 7th grader, was the #2 singles player for Maple Grove, where she currently attends, and got to the state tournament last year, helping the team get a 3rd place finish.
Well, I'm excited. I was a very good friend of Leanne Chin, who has the Leanne Chin Challenge. And one thing she always wanted to do was be a role model for young Asian girls. Well, this is a showcase today of two of the top area female Asian players who are having aspirations of playing in the collegiate ranks. They want to serve as role models so more kids are playing the game. And I'm excited to have these two girls. I think they are representing the USTA. I think they're representing the tennis community as well as high school tennis very well. So I'm looking forward to this.
And speaking of prodigies, our other player, Paige Becher, born in South Korea, was adopted at the age of 3 months, and she's been in Minnesota since. She started playing for Rochester Mayo in 7th grade, a 4-year letter winner and member of the National Honor Society. Her current GPA is 3.56, so she could take me on in Jeopardy most likely.
Well, both these girls are ladies of character. They serve as great inspirations. I know Leanne, if she was here today, she'd be very proud, and especially because Patty is of Chinese heritage. So ni hao and ni hao ma to everybody out there today.
So Paige will be serving to begin this best of 15 game pro set. She will be wearing the blue jacket, and Zhao gets us warmed up. She's wearing the purple shirt.
Well, you can tell both girls are very athletic. And so you're not going to just see good athleticism, but you're going to see some good skills. These are a couple of top girls in the region.
And Becher goes out, so we start this first game, love 15. Becher nets it 15-all. So far, both players sticking with the baseline.
Well, right now, I think they're just feeling each other out. Right, I would say Patty looks a lot looser. Paige is a little tight. So it's good that Paige is serving. If anything, that will get her into the flow of her game a little faster.
They're warmer than we are, I would bet. That was a fault. Second serve coming. Double fault, 15-30. First double fault of the match. Like you said, feeling each other out. How much of it do you think is television jitters in the early stages?
Well, right now, I'm very impressed how Patty's coming in. She's very loose. I think Paige is a little bit tight right now. And I think what would help Paige is to have a nice long rally.
15-40, second double fault for Becher. And as you said, just getting a little taut. That is game. It is game, so Zhao starts 1-0 in this first mini set, as we'll call it. Again, they play up to 5. And so regardless of the result, 3-2, 4-1, 5-0, we will stop after 5 games, so we do not follow the traditional 2-game victory.
As highly touted as Paige is, right now, for her high school team, Rochester Mayo, she is playing doubles. And the Korean girls, I work with a lot of them on the LPGA Tour, and they're just such a delight to work with. They're probably the most coachable athletes, hardworking, very, very coachable. And I think Paige falls into that category. She is very athletic, very hardworking, and both girls are ladies of character.
15 love. One out, fault, and second service coming. .30 love.
As you notice, even on the first serve, these gals are great sportsmen. You don't need a referee or umpire. They, if anything, they're going to play the ball in. They're going to give the benefit of the doubt. So they're both real attributes to the game of tennis.
An extension of the high school game, as it's 40 love in favor of Zhao in this second game. An extension of the high school game. They do not have officials serving to make calls, so the players have to stay honest, and that's not a problem at this level. Fault in second service. Zhao, get this, MVP of her high school team as an 8th and 9th grader for Maple Grove.
It's very impressive. As Patty now goes to Breck, was at Maple Grove. You saw really nice hands by Paige there. She really has very nice hands, very controlled. Still, she's hitting a lot of balls in the net, and that's just follow through. That is just being a little tight and just a little bit of the nerves. But as both girls said to you at the beginning of before they played the match, this is going to help them. Being under the spotlight, playing 2 top players, playing in the little wind and the sun today, this is going to help them. They came together today to get a good workout and represent the Asian community and be an inspiration.
Zhao up 2-0, but what may have helped Becher in that last point was a longer rally, as you had talked about. And look at this. Becher forces an error on Zhao to start 15 love.
Paige really came at that serve with a lot of determination. She knew where she was going to put it.
I think you jinxed her. No, serving is hard. Trust us. Third double fault for Becher, 15-all in game number 3. Again, Zhao up 2-0 in this first set of 5 games.
And what you see with Paige right now is very typical of athletes at the amateur, collegiate, and pro level. Right now, I know Paige would love to say, gee, where's my practice game? Where are those skills? But you got to work through it. And there's a lot of athletes, and a lot of athletes have good skills as tennis players. But that last phase is competing and performing. Beautiful, sir.
30-all. And we see if Becher can get her serves on target, she can force Zhao to make some errors.
I'll tell you, Paige is, if she gets that serve going, Patty's going to have her hands full.
Game point. Let. She retains the first service. Now it's second service.
I think they should take, she might take 2 on that. Nope, she's going to take a second.
Oh my.
I'll tell you, that was very impressive by Paige. Here she was in a second serve situation, went after the ball. Most people have said take a first serve over. You know, her focus was very good. Not only did she get that second serve in, it was a well-delivered second serve. She put it right where she wanted to.
Deuce, though. Paige, a participant in the USTA zonal qualifier at the 12, 14, and 16 and under age bracket. Double fault. That's number 4. And that shifts the advantage back to Zhao.
This is why I like kids playing outdoors. You have a little sun today, you have a little breeze. They play a lot of indoor tennis. You know, the toss, everything starts with the toss and serving. In sports, everything starts with the feet, and serving, everything with the toss.
Out of bounds, and Zhao will take this first set in terms of games 1.
All 3, and we're going to play all 5 games. So the little mini set, she is up 3-0. Hi, Greg Cylkowski. I also have the honor to serve as the Executive Director to Sports and Life Foundation, which also has sponsored Little Canada Tennis Classic for the past 15 years. We're very happy this year to be involved with the Lianchin Tennis Challenge. In fact, the restaurant we're at today is right near our tennis courts. This is going to be one of the premier events that we've had in many years in the Twin Cities area for not only the casual fan or the fan of tennis, but the student of tennis as well. With us today is Charlita. She's one of the employees here at the Maplewood, Lianchin. And Charlita, tell us, you've seen a lot of folks coming in, they're looking at the poster. What's been some of the comments that you've heard thus far?
I was surprised to hear that a lot of people was curious about the events, and they said it would be a wonderful day to witness that events. And myself, I'm a fan of Agassi.
So, how about the employees? Are they talking about going to the event?
Yeah, I think they do. I think we're pretty much excited about that too.
And Becher, not a slouch herself, a state tournament participant in 2010 last year, finishing 4th in the individual bracket.
Excellent second serve. Now that was, she got a little kick to it. She cut the ball in. Very nice second serve. I think a lot of folks are going to look at that and say, gee, how did Paige miss that? Give the credit to the server. Again, well coached. These girls are playing tennis the way it's meant to be played. Even though sometimes they're not executing the way you want them to, they are playing the game the way it should be played.
15 love. Another great serve.
Well, she's got Paige on her heels right now. Paige is trying to find her game, and now Patty's coming back with some excellent serves that's just not going to allow Paige to get into a rhythm.
30 love.
That was smart playing by Paige. You know, she mixed it up on Patty there. Just barely the ball out, but I'll tell you, good strategy. Pretty good shots by Paige.
40 love in game 4 of set 1.
Another excellent serve. Just a little out, but I'll tell you that Patty's getting into a rhythm here. She's finding her groove early, and for all athletes, we say start fast, finish strong. And Patty's doing exactly how we like every athlete to come into a match.
Nice return.
Beautiful. She just drove that right down the line. Excellent shot. You know, when you're down 40 love, that is a time to go for it. That is a time to let it loose, let it rip, get that flow back. So that is not only is it a good shot, it's a smart shot when you're trying to find your game.
40-15. And Zhao finishes out game number 4 as it sails out of bounds. Like I said, Becher still trying to find her groove, but she's getting there.
Well, I'll tell you, when you have a little 3 mini pro set where you have divided into 5s, the luxury that she has right now is she can just find her game, lose the little first 5, and then win the next 2. So Paige is in good shape.
Out again.
Idea just isn't quite where she wants to be right now. Patty is just a little bit more consistent. Paige knows what she wants to do. She's been well coached. She's just not quite into that groove yet. You know, Patty also too, I'll tell you, Mrs. Zhao really has an intimidating look. I mean, I think a lot of kids, the psychological advantage of that long lines and the reach she has, that in itself. Nice play. That was a well-played point, I'll tell you. Nice soft hands on Paige's part. She is a very good, fundamentally sound backhand. Actually, I think Paige's strength, I'm sure she'll say it's her forehand, but I'll tell you, her backhand has been her saving grace so far.
The first attempt at a front court charge is 30-love in game number 5.
That's just an excellent serve. Just an excellent serve.
30-15 now.
We always say in sports,
Or 15-30.
with the feet. Everything starts with the feet. You got to keep the movement. But in tennis with the serve, everything starts with the toss. Paige has a beautiful stroke, but she has that short toss.
Second service.
Boy, she's just flirting with that with the line.
If you can get the location down. Ooh.
That's really unfortunate because that was an exceptional second serve. Her second serve is as good as any boy's second serve. I mean, Paige really, her second serve looks like a lot of people's first serve.
15-40. Second service. And Zhao sweeps the mini set, as we call it, but we mentioned Becher finding her game a little bit, and
she goes up 1-0, but she has 2 more little mini 5s to still come back here.
Now, tennis is sized just right for kids.
Now it's easier than ever to play an hour a day, every day. There's so many fun things that each of us can do to be healthier. And with all the changes going on in tennis, that's an even better way for kids to get active and have fun. That's a big part of what we're doing with Let's Move, America's campaign to raise a healthier generation of kids. We want to help our kids eat better and exercise more, so come on, let's get moving.
Paige, not only is she a member of the National Honor Society, also a member of the High School Key, Spanish, and Table Tennis Club at Rochester Mayo.
Well, as you look at the bios of both of these young ladies, they're both class individuals. If Leanne could be here today, she'd be exceptionally proud, because this was her vision, to see young girls not only just playing sports, taking leadership roles in the business community and academics. And both these girls represent the Asian community exceptionally well as their high school communities.
See Becher warming up. She's taking off the pants for shorts, and birth date listed July 1st, 1995. Oh boy, do I feel old. Seen kids born in the 90s. Zhao to start set number 2. That was a close, but Zhao wins the point.
And again, Paige could have easily have called that out. They're class individuals, but they're focusing on the ball. They're not looking for the ball to be in. They're focusing, and that is what you got to do. I'm very impressed. Even though she could have called it out, she's focusing on the ball, and I'm impressed by that.
As a result, 15-love. Fault, second service.
I'll tell you, I have never seen Paige play, or I haven't seen Patty play for today, so I didn't know what to expect. Paige has exceptional racket speed. I'll tell you, she has beautiful racket speed. Most athletes would dream they have the nice flow that she has. I'll tell you, even though that was all, both girls got down low, good fundamental, excellent. Again, you can't feel bad when a shot like that goes out. Fundamentally, she really stroked the ball well.
(30-15). Oh, a beautiful drop shot.
Yeah, when you're trying to find your game, sometimes these just don't go away. That was an exceptional change of pace shot by Paige. She makes a beautiful shot, and Patty just kind of chunks it over on her. So, I mean, when you're trying to find your, it just seems things don't quite flow for you.
40-15. And a beautiful response from Becher.
When Paige puts her mind to it, boy, look out. I tell you, she drives that ball down the line.
(30-all). Now we're starting to see a closely competitive match.
There's that racket speed of Paige again. She has good hands, great racket speed. Not moving her feet as well, but she has such good movement there. You see how well she just drove that ball.
A chance for her break point, which would be her first game of this match. And she comes up short.
I'll tell you, that was a great serve, great return. Again, a little bit of a lack of movement on Paige's part got her in trouble there. And, she has such great racket speed that she's relying so much on that and not so much on her movement.
Deuce. Great attempt by Zhao as it ball sails past and goes by our cameraman Terry Kaiser. But in any case, it's advantage Becher.
If we were at the U.S. Open, we'd have the luxury of somebody throwing that back to us. But we don't have autograph seekers here, so I think people will get the ball back for us.
I don't think we're at Arthur Ashe Court. It would be a bit of a trip. Fault. Second service coming. And we do see someone going all the way into the parking lot.
That's why we have moms, right?
Otherwise, you would have to go get it, I believe, and then I'd be calling the match myself. And that went out. So that is game. So Becher does break, and she leads the second set, 1-0. Again, we play up to 5, regardless of the margin.
Well, I'm very impressed with both these girls because
now game number 2 is starting. Here we go. And now Becher finding a rhythm. She's on a roll. Well, now she officially won the game. Well, so we did get that settled. Becher does win game 1 and does break.
As I said, you know, it's very impressive. Here we're on a Sunday afternoon, and Paige came up this morning from Rochester just to get together with another classy. You know, how many kids you see that do that anymore? So it's a tribute to both girls.
And Rochester, about an hour's drive from the Twin Cities. Oh, Becher knew that was a great drop.
Well, and again, Paige has been relying on her baseline game. That was just very smart, clever play by Patty Zhao.
Like you said, she's using the drop shot very much like a baseball pitcher uses the changeup. Out.
Well, what's impressive about Patty Zhao is right when Paige is starting to get a little rhythm going, but from the baseline, she goes, hey, I'm going to get you a little out of rhythm and change you up a little bit. So, you know, sports isn't just athletic ability and skills, it's fundamentals and it's strategy.
Game point for Zhao.
Another thing that's very impressive, when you look at both of these young ladies, they're very athletic. You know, you look at the long lines that you have with Patty Zhao. She looks very, very athletic, like she can play several sports. And you look how athletic Paige looks as well. It's you like to watch classy athletes compete.
15-30. Or no, 15-40, yes. You were talking about athleticism.
Well, I'm sure these girls could be, Patty could play volleyball. They would love to have that kind of height and that fluid motion she has in serving. They would love to have her in volleyball.
Oh, it's still a double break point. And Zhao does break 1-all in set number 2. You were talking about the athleticism. Paige did play soccer and tennis up until about age 12.
Hi, Greg Cylkowski, sports analyst and performance coach. One question I hear so often, whether it be an Olympic athlete, professional, or even amateur, is how do I take my great practice game and have it happen in those tough, pressure-packed situations when it counts most? Well, that is the real essence of sports. Because there's a lot of great athletes in this world, and many of these athletes have great, refined tennis skills. But the ones you're going to see at the U.S. Open are the ones who know how to play and make it count. Therefore, to become the best, you have to train like the best. Simulate situations. Enjoy those moments. In other words, what you do off the court will happen on the court. So, the most important part about making a situation work for you is simply enjoy the moment. As it was once said in the great movie Caddyshack, be the ball, and you'll have great results.
Both girls are very impressive. And like I say, to come up on a Sunday afternoon, not indoors, outdoors with a little bit of a breeze and the sun, this is why they are some of the top players. They've gone out of their way to improve their game and get together. Outdoors, they don't care. They're here to play.
Paige also likes to kayak and also likes to road bike. Her longest trip, 65 miles. But she starts the third game down.
Right from the get-go, Patty was a little looser, a little more confident, having a little more fun. Paige a little bit tighter, not having as much fun. Even though she's coming back, she's just not quite as loose right now.
15-love. Fault, second service. And Paige is also thinking about trying out Nordic skiing this winter, which would definitely be a test of athleticism.
Beautiful shot. Well, just a little out, but again, they're playing the game the way it's meant to be played. Cross court, they're moving their serves around. Patty's mixing up the pace right when Paige is starting to get into it a little bit. She's keeping her out of sync. That's the impressive thing that Patty's doing right now. I'll tell you, when Paige puts her mind to it, look out. She has some beautiful strokes. When she gets focused, I'll tell you, she really drives the ball well. And look at she first on her backhand, then she came right back with the inside out.
And Zhao to the baseline, 30-15 now. Big rally, and Zhao just flings it by for a winner.
Point. Very well played. Good strategy, good strokes. Paige really earned that one.
Game point for Zhao. Chance to go up 2-1 in set number 2. I'll see your winner, and I'll give you a winner.
I'll tell you, it's tit for tat now. And I said, even after a little mini 5-0 win for Patty, I said, look out if Paige starts getting things rolling here.
40-30.
Excellent serve with a real big return. Paige is hanging in there now. That's why I said, Paige could play just about any sport. She has that kind of athleticism.
Nods it up at a deuce. Fault second service. One thing about Paige too, she's not serving now, but no double faults in the second set. Oh, missed on the volley.
Well, again, you said it. Patty is very consistent. Sports is about not big plays, but minimizing error. And Patty has been a little bit more consistent.
Advantage Zhao. Double fault. The first for Zhao, and we're back to a deuce.
Consistency. She has her first mistake. But I'll tell you, you have to be impressed with Patty's game. Also, she's a little looser. Though Paige's personality, she's kind of the quiet competitor. Patty's having a little bit more fun, though. Patty's having just a little bit more fun with this right now.
Oh, who isn't having fun with this? Enjoying this. As now it gets more competitive here.
As I said, I really like her backhand. If you ask Paige right now what's your best shot, she would not say her backhand, but I'll tell you, that thing, when she grooves it, look out.
Fought off a double game point, now has a chance to break. Still one game apiece in set number 2. Deuce again.
Well, and again, her upper body it's her feet that are getting a little bit of trouble, and she's not moving. And again, it wasn't so much a stroke that let her down, it was her keeping those feet moving.
We can assure you someone is going to win this game. We just don't know who. That goes out, and the advantage goes back to Zhao.
Well, I'm sure Patty wishes she could have that one back. She's worked very hard to get back into this into the match, and I know she wishes she had that serve back.
That goes out, and that finally settles this third game.
Serve. And again, Patty has that consistency. She has that big play capability.
Hi, Greg Cylkowski here with the USTA, coming from the Lifetime Fitness in White Bear Lake, which is also one of the home sites for the Little Canada Tennis Classic. I'm here today with the 10 and Under program, the initiative to grow the game of tennis. And David is one of the pros here at White Bear that works with the kids. And David, come on, give us some of your perspectives of what's been going on with the program this year.
You know, using the transition balls has been a key element for the kids' success this year. And being able to have them see, you know, shot after shot, longer rallies, it's going to really improve tennis.
Thus far, visiting with the kids, the parents, you see the membership here. What are some of the immediate effects or enthusiasm that you've experienced so far?
You know, kids are just having more fun. They're able to watch what else is going on here, and they're able to feel like they're a part of it.
And, you know, Tom's been around for a while. He's seen all levels of play. He's watched the era of tennis grow. Tom, give us some of your thoughts. You've seen the game in the 70s at its height to where it is today. How do you see the 10 and Under program fitting in?
I think it's going to bring tennis right back to the top and exceed the 70s is what I think. Late 60s, the peak times of tennis. And it's because we have low compression balls. It's because these kids can actually have rallies that are serious rallies. And after they've been in a program for a while, they're starting to hit the ball like little pros. And they hit a lot of points back and forth, a lot of rallies back and forth. They're having fun.
Well, the one thing, too, now, has there been increase in numbers, interest in the game, and enthusiasm have you seen thus far?
We've seen that. We've seen a lot more kids coming out to play, and they're sticking around, and they're having a good time, and they're coming back.
Great. Well, here we are again at the Lifetime Fitness in White Bear with the Little Canada Tennis Classic. And as Tom's going to ask the kids one last question.
Hey, you guys, is tennis fun?
Yeah!
10 and Under, USTA. We're going to hear to grow the game.
Zhao ranked number 2 in the 14 and under bracket in 2010. That was her high point. Her high ranking in the 16 and under bracket this year is number 5. So at one point at least, if not now, she was ranked in the top 10. We get ready to start game number 4. The music will...
Surprised me a little bit. Paige, who is playing doubles now, you see most doubles players, you know, chip and charge, come to the net a lot more. But again, your comfort level is still, she's trying to find her game.
I think the wind had a little bit of influence on that point.
Well, as I said, I'm so proud and impressed with these girls. They are the best of the best. Now, you look on a Sunday afternoon, Paige's dad is going through a real traumatic situation. She drives all the way up on a Sunday. It's breezy. You have the sun. And this is a tough court because you have the shade coming in. Neither girl is complaining, blaming the wind or the conditions. I'm impressed. And I'll tell you, just like that, Paige has that big serve coming through.
Dirty Love. And then Zhao fools her with the cross-court winner.
Well, she wanted to stop the bleeding because the momentum was going and shifting in Paige's direction. The one thing that's surprising me is in the first little mini set, Patty mixed it up. Right now, she's playing actually into Paige's hands. She's not mixing up like she did, and Paige is starting to get a little rhythm going. So let's see if Patty counters here.
30 all.
That's unfortunate. That's, again, the conditions have a little bit to do with what's going on. But you got to credit Patty. She is consistent, very fundamentally sound. And as a player performance coach, I've always said sports is not about big plays. Sports is about mistakes. He or she who minimizes error will win.
Speaking of errors, now it's 40-30 for Becher.
I mean, look, they don't take any time in between. They are all business. Paige is a quiet competitor. A lot of fire inside her.
Deuce. We've had a few of these.
I know Paige would love to have a couple of these balls back. And again, it's breezy. It was a warm, sunny day. Now it's gotten quite breezy. You have the shadows. Patty is, the Asian athletes in general, whether it be in golf or they are very, very disciplined, very, very, very coachable.
And unforced error there.
Right, you're seeing the discipline too with Patty Zhao. She has really stuck to her game plan, has minimized error, and she's been pretty impressive.
Advantage Zhao, she can break and theoretically win this match. She would win enough games to do so. Again, an exhibition though, this will not factor into the standings. And we have another deuce, our second of this game. It's getting tough out there.
You know, neither girl's complaining. They're just playing their game.
Let. Second service. Out it goes.
I'll tell you. Paige may not know it, but I'll tell you, she has as good as a second serve there. I mean, she just locks and loads that thing quickly, and her second serve is accurate. She puts it where she wants it. It's as good as most girls' first serve.
Fault. Tough to see from here, but it did look like it sailed out just a bit. Zhao with the advantage and a double fault. Number 5. Or was it? Yes, it was.
You know, what's kind of funny is with the girls, they don't, unlike the boys, they don't announce the scores very much. And they kind of even leave us here a little bit. But this is very typical of girls' tennis, to be honest with you.
Someone's got to make sure your math skills aren't rusty. Zhao is up 3-1, and here she comes with the front court charge and puts down a great drop shot.
Great serve, great return, way to come to the net. You know, Patty's got a big smile, but you know, when you're up 5-0, 3-1, you can be a little loose.
Theoretically speaking, Zhao hasn't won enough games to win the match. Again, it's in more exhibition.
When we said it's going to be a showcase of two girls getting together, they're giving us a showcase.
And they'll do that through our third set. Double fault on Zhao. 15-all in game number 5.
She has that high toss, which gives her that extension with that long, lengthy body. But with the wind, the margin of error kind of increases too.
I think Paige knew. Paige was thinking out and just stays in for the winner.
He said, you know, I better be playing outdoors a little bit more.
30-15, I believe.
As I said earlier, when Paige gets gets that look in her eye, and she gets determined, look out. But she has a tendency, like on that last shot, to lose a little bit of focus. When she's focused, she's a terror.
Chance to wrap up the second set right here. And I believe was a fault. Yes, it was. Out again. 40-30. Zhao with 2 double faults.
As I said, they're both 2 very good-looking athletes. You could see where Patty, track and field would love it. In fact, her mother, believe it or not, was a track and field star, I believe, in college. So the bloodlines are pretty good there in the Zhao family. As we saw her younger sister here today as well.
Not quite ready to join the sport, but we'll get her in time. And that decides game number 5 on another great serve by Zhao. And speaking of Zhao, we had a chance with our Paige Becher profile to start this match, so we'll throw to our Zhao interview now. Enjoy. Mike Peden here with Patty Zhao as she gets ready for her upcoming pro set match. We've got the Lianchin Challenge coming up later this month, but before we begin, why don't you tell us how you got started in the sport of tennis?
I got started when I was 8 years old because my mom played tennis, and so I just started recreationally.
And how did she influence you to try out the sport?
She's always been my role model, so when I got started, I was excited to do something like that.
Speaking of role models, one of the participants in the upcoming challenge is Michael Chang. He grew up here for a little while in Woodbury, and so when you watch broadcasts, you don't see a lot of diversity, so to speak. So what do you think this match will help promote the idea that anyone can pick up a racket?
Well, I think it'll just put it out there so people will be able to watch the match and see that they can play it too.
And what will you be looking for today in your match with Becher?
I'll be looking to just play good tennis and have a lot of fun.
Well, have fun is the first step to having a great match. Thanks for speaking with us, and good luck.
Thank you.
And a beautiful winner by Becher.
Right now, you just saw the strengths of Paige. She has a beautiful second serve where she just locks and loads it. And when she gets that look in her eye and gets it lined up, she just drives that ball down the line. Unfortunately, Paige has little breakdowns with movement and a little focus where that consistency of Patty Zhao.
And Paige just follows with a great serve, and just like that, 30-0. 30-love. We've talked about the sport of tennis, these untimed sports, in our last broadcast. Unpredictability and how that sets up rapid momentum changes.
Well, Paige even kind of reminds me, kind of getting involved with the Li Na team here, the great Chinese player. And she reminds me a little bit of Paige because the two of them, when they get that lock and load look out. But when they get a little lazy, they're hitting that tape and they kind of lose it. So even though being Korean, I think there's a little of the Li Na Chinese in Paige today.
40-15, Becher served her 6th double fault, and actually, though, that's game. So Becher's double fault is of no damage to her, and she takes this first game in set number 3.
Hi, Greg Cylkowski, sports analyst and player development. When we work with the mental side or the inner game of tennis, people say, what's one of the toughest things that an athlete has to do? Well, it's staying in the present tense in the here and now. Therefore, whether you're playing tennis, golf, or any of your chosen sports, think about the here and now. Not the next point, the next game, but what am I going to do on this particular play? Staying in the present tense. One of the toughest things of sports, but if you can do it, you'll be winning.
In the second 2 little mini sets, Paige has won the first game each time and has really established its maintaining. It's like this last shot. It's just maintaining that control and momentum. That has been her challenge today.
It is 15. Oh, we're switching rackets now. as she broke strings on the other one. That's why tennis players bring two. That doesn't show you how hard her forehands and backhands are. I don't know what will, but another great serve by Paige and or Zhao
has jammed Paige, and Paige not having that quick movement with her feet is getting caught. So Patty is going after Paige's body, which is a very smart serve.
It is 30-love. Oh! Zhao had a great chance for a winner.
Smile. She would love to have that shot back, but there's again, you have the sun, you have a little, and the breeze stopped. You know, it's so funny. I think Patty thought that ball with the was going to carry more.
Timing is everything too. If you don't hit that racket and the ball just right, you can misdirect your attack. It is 30-15. And another opportunity for a winner, but still a great rally.
They played back and forth. You know, I'm going to have Li Na get in touch with Paige because they both hit the ball so low to net. In fact, Li Na has the lowest ratio to net, less than 6 inches than any other woman on the tour. And Paige has that same small margin of error, just above the tape line.
Sends it out. And I believe that settles this second game.
Paige was thinking to herself, gee whiz, what do I
Yes, it does.
Do? She's thinking to herself, what do I got to do? I had a nice long rally. All I had to do is put that thing away. But you got to finish. That's the name of the game.
1-all in set number 3. Again, this is an exhibition. You were talking about nets. I swear that margin of error, you can't get any smaller than that.
Yeah, what they say, it's the best shot in tennis.
Point goes to Zhao, though. Love 15.
I think Paige was a little surprised that she came up with it. I think she caught her off guard, but hey, hats off.
And then Becker responds with a serve, 15-30.
Paige has that big play, big gun, big serve capability. And not only she has that really nice second serve, but she can really pump that first one in.
You were talking about net points and just playing. It's like as long as it's in and legal, the players play it out just like you would in football or basketball. You play until the whistle. And this time Becker jams out.
As I said, I'm a little surprised, being a doubles specialist, why Paige has not been coming to the net more. A little bit of it is confidence and getting to the flow, but she needs to mix it up a little bit more with Patty. Really force the play to Patty. You know, just like I was saying, the Li Na syndrome.
Double fault, Zhao win.
Even though she has a beautiful second serve, Paige, with that short toss, she has a propensity to double fault.
30-all now.
I do love the racket speed of Paige. She just kind of chunked it. Wasn't sure she won't hit that last one, but beautiful racket speed she has.
Break point for Zhao. Chance to go up 2-1 here. Another deuce.
Sometimes Paige is like a machine when she serves. It's just kind of, you know, she was distracted by the ball. I thought, you know, anybody else, they would have not. Nope, she's just like a ball machine. She just keeps pumping those first serves in there.
Advantage Zhao again.
You know, I sound redundant, but when Paige loses focus and doesn't move the feet, that's what happens. That's where Patty plays a little bit more fundamentally disciplined game, a little bit more consistent. No doubt, Paige has big play capabilities. Beautiful.
You were saying?
Well, she has that big play capability, but again, because she has such good hands and good racket speed, she really didn't move her feet. But because of her, her great upper body skills, that is how Paige made that shot. So in a way, she got lucky. In a way, she's good. Nice second serve.
Zhao with the advantage again.
Because Patty Zhao has good fundamentals. She has mishit quite a few balls, but because of her sound skills, she's still getting the ball over. She's chunked a bunch of them with a bunch of mishits, but she's getting it over.
We can assure you someone is going to win this third game. At some point, we've had 3 or 4 deuces by now.
As long as Paige is serving, anything can happen.
This happened in our second set, too. The third game between the two saw a few deuces, and it took a while.
Yeah, because the second and third mini sets, Paige comes out with fire.
They double fault.
And they get to that critical third game, and that's where Patty has outlasted her each time. And you are right. That has been the critical game all day.
8th double fault for Becher. And advantage goes back to Zhao. Well, the way these two have played, I don't know if that will last for long. And finally, Zhao comes out with the win on an error from Becher, and it's 2-1.
Just like last time, she just outlasts her, outguns her, and just a little more consistent.
Once upon a time, there was this little girl named Sophie who just wanted to have fun.
So she tried tennis.
But the court was way too big.
And the racket was way too heavy.
And the balls bounced way too high.
So she quit.
And took up soccer. The end.
Here's a happy ending. Now courts, rackets, and balls come in kids' sizes.
We begin game number 4 in this mini set. A lot of deuces in the last couple of games. Really, the players are far more competitive than the score would indicate.
That was a nice play. Again, when you're up that many games, now you can be a little more, have a little more fun, a little more loosey-goosey, try some things, and there you saw Patty come to the net.
And you have Paige just fighting off points. She can...
Look at her drive that ball.
And now she responds with a drop shot.
Well, I've been waiting all day for Paige to do more of that. She drives the ball, cross courts it deep. She's got Patty down there. I've been waiting for Paige to do that and being a doubles player. I was hoping to see more of that.
Love 30, and I was saying with Becher, if she can get some more consistency, get a rhythm going, great points, but comes up with errors, she finds a flow, she will be a deadly player at the high school level for the rest of the year. That may have looked out, but again, classy females here.
Girls are just playing the ball. They're not worried if it's in or out. They're playing the ball.
We have no shot spotter, but check this out. A triple break point for Paige Becher. That went out. How about that?
That was a great serve with an even better return. I mean, these girls, we're not talking about just being serving as role models or inspiration for Asian girls. They should be role models as how to play the game for all girls.
Well, if we had a couple more sets, Becher could Could win a few more games, I imagine. It's 2 games all. Great point, just a little bit high on the volley.
Again, it's Paige's feet got her in trouble there again. She was controlling the point. She had it, but she just gets a little lazy with the feet. You know, I love looking at Paige's eye when she really gets that look in her eye when she wants to drive the ball. Look out. And I really love watching when she hits the ball. But you can also tell when she loses focus what's going to happen too. So 2 very good athletes, some nice skills. Patty just seems more relaxed, a little more fun, a little more consistent. Paige, when she gets that look out. But she's got to maintain that eye of the tiger through the entire match, not just a point here and there, a game here and there.
Becher with her 9th double fault as we were discussing this, and Zhao up loves 30. This will be the final game of our exhibition match.
And I got her nickname Paige Lee Na Jr. because they both have that little margin of error with the net. And even at her second serve, she's just like a ball machine, but she's coming over the top there. So that's why she has 9 faults.
Zhao with a triple break point. And Zhao comes up short, but a fine match, or Becher, I should say. And if we had a couple more sets, I think the tide would turn. But 5-0, 4-1, 3-2. Zhao sweeps in the 3 mini sets.
It's a great showcase. It's an exhibition. The girls having fun. The girls, they represent their communities very well. Look, they come on a Sunday afternoon here, drive up 70 miles. Kind of cool. They could be watching the Vikings game or something like that. Or, they could be out at the beach, whatever the case may be. So they're really a credit. They're really a credit to their cultures, and a credit to the communities. And that's why we do this. They're an inspiration.
We hope you enjoyed this match. That does it from here. Again, Zhao wins 5-0, 4-1, 3-2. For everyone here at TSB Television, I'm Mike Peden. Thank you for watching.